If you're applying for jobs right now and not getting any response or any interviews, that's probably not because you're unqualified for that position. That's, I think, because your resume gets rejected before it reaches the proper HR department that handles these new applications. So in this video, I will be showing you how I created my own resume that helped me get my first job. And also, like, as I progressed through my career, it also helped me get a better job in that same line of work at Apple. And also, I no longer works at Apple, but I worked there for a whole year. Like, my resume, the main structure of my resume stayed the same over these years, and that resume helped me get a lot of job interviews, and eventually it helped me land my dream job. And hopefully this video will be able to help you get your first job or your next job in this hardest job economy that I have ever seen. And before moving forward, a little bit of background about myself. My name is Nav Singh, and this is a brand new channel where I'll be talking about jobs, wealth building, money, real estate, you name it, everything about money. This is a brand new channel with 0 subscribers, and this is my first video, but I am not new to YouTube. I have other channels, and those channels are monetized. I made a similar kind of video about a couple years ago on my main channel, but that's a tech channel, and that video did really well on that channel. And I can also show you, as you can see over here, I made 2 different videos. The first one did really well. The second one didn't do that well, but still okay, in my opinion, because my channel is not that big. And if you can see here, the likes to dislike ratio of this video, like, it has 828 likes and only 9 dislikes. And that other video has 58 likes and only 2 dislikes. So that's like a huge number of people that are finding these videos helpful. I wanted to make more videos like this, wanted to help people get their first job, get their career off the ground. So I wasn't able to do it on my main channel because my main channel's main niche is reviewing tech, unboxings, gaming, computers, etc. That's why I have created this new channel called NSB4 Capital. Let's get back to building a resume. So back in 2018, when I was in college, I worked at Skip the Dishes. It was a part-time position, but it was remote, and it was overnight. So I didn't have to travel. I was working from home, and it was part-time. So it worked perfectly with my schedule of my college, my other activities, and I was able to earn a little bit of money on the side. That job really helped me get my career off the ground. So that wasn't like really well-paying job, but it was certainly helpful in gaining a lot of experience in that particular customer service field. And over the years, I kept improving my resume a little by little, like not making it fancy, like not adding any kind of like new designs or anything. Like, the design and the main layout remained exactly the same. Changing a little bit of like language on how the skills are noted, how the main key points or main like job responsibilities of my previous experiences that is mentioned in my resume, how that is listed. So those kind of changes I have made over the years. I've seen a lot of people talk about that your resume should only be of 1 page. I partially agree with it, because if your career is just getting started, or if you already have your first job but you're looking for your next one, your resume shouldn't be of 2 or 3 pages. So it should only be covered in 1 pages, like key details, like your summary. So let me show you mine. So if your career is just getting started, so first, this is the same exact resume, like exact layout of the resume that I used to get all my jobs, all my career jobs that I did. Exactly the same border, everything, it's just exactly the same. So at the top, in just big bold letters, that's my name, and then it'll be your address. And then the second thing that I have added over here, willing to relocate. That is your personal preference. Like, if you're in college and if you're studying, then you won't be able to relocate, obviously. So you'll have to remove that. But if you have the flexibility to relocate to get a better paying job, then you can put it on the resume, and that will definitely help. and then obviously your phone number and your email address. So those are the basic things. So the next thing comes the summary of the resume. So this will be like the key points, the most important key roles that you did in your past role or that you're doing in your current job. I have definitely changed a lot of things to protect my privacy and everything, but the format is exactly the same. Or if you're an expert in Adobe's Creative Cloud Suite, then you can write that down over here as well, like how many years of experience do you have, and also you can include a little bit of what kind of projects you have worked on in the past. On my resume, whenever I apply my job, like even if it's not related to the position that I'm applying, I always just mention like also runs a tech channel on YouTube with over 20,000 subscribers and over 100,000 views, and then my channel's URL included in there. So I'm proud of the work that I do. And then after the summary comes your professional experience. If you only had one job or till this point, so that will only be one job over there. So don't fake anything. I've seen people, like for example, if you are trying to find your first job, like trying to get your career off the ground, I will not be naming anybody here. I've seen people putting fake jobs in there, like fake experiences in there to get their application in the hands of the HR department, and that they think that that will help them get hired. That's not good. Don't do that. So we will talk about how you can get your first job. Back to my main layout of the resume. So then it comes the professional experience. Then you will have to list your current job at the very top, and then your last job at the like below it. And then if you had a third job or a job before that, then that'll keep on going. So, but your current job or your most recent job will always be at the top. And then just in a couple of lines, you can mention like a little bit of summary of what your job is. And then I will include like your responsibilities in that position. Your responsibilities was like managing these projects, and you were working with this software at your job, something like that. So those will be the key points, and I will suggest you write about 5 key points at a minimum, and you can write more, but in my resume I wrote like minimum 5. And in my current job position, I had 7 points. And also, you should not let AI write your entire resume. So, because a lot of people do that, a lot of people are like getting a lot more dependent on AI, ChatGPT, Grok, or Gemini for that matter. So you should not like go to ChatGPT, hey ChatGPT, write me a resume to get my first job. Don't do that. Like you can let it, you can write a summary or you can write a point and give it to ChatGPT and ask it to like make it a little better, make it sound better. But don't ask it to like construct the whole resume. So that's not a good impression. And if you have ever read a resume that is made by an AI, so you will definitely be able to tell that it was written by ChatGPT or something. So don't do that. That doesn't look good. Coming back to your resume should be only 1 page. That only is if you had one job or if you're applying for your first job. So then your resume should only be of 1 page. But if you, for example, had, let's say, 3 jobs or let's say 4 jobs in your career, then if those jobs or those job responsibilities and the roles that you have done already, if they're like in a way, if they are qualified or if they make your resume stronger for the future position that you're applying for. So for example, if you are applying for a job of like a business analyst or like a financial advisor, then in your resume, you should not be putting your 6 months of experience working at a gas station. So that will definitely not help. But if it's somehow relevant to the position that you are applying for, then definitely leave it on the resume. And then after mentioning your experiences, if you have, and we will also talk about getting your first job, I will come to that. The next thing that you should mention is your education. It goes the same, like the most recent education should be at the top, and then the one before it, and then the one before it. This one, as you see, this one is an Emerging Leaders Program training, but this is not like an actual degree or an actual certificate. This is kind of a training program on the side. These kind of things, you don't have to put it on the top. These can be put at the bottom. Let's say I have a bachelor's degree from University of Regina. So as you can see over here, so that's my most recent. So this is not real. This is just some example that I'm using. So let's say this is my most recent education that I achieved, that I completed. So that will be at the top. So for example, after that, if I did master's or if I did any kind of other degree, it will come above it. But if I did some kind of other training program, that will go at the bottom. After your education, you will have to mention your skill sets. You don't have to like write down whole paragraphs. So everything should be in point form, and try to keep it as short as possible. But for example, some things require you to write a couple of sentences. But if you think that you can make it short and still convey the full message to the HR department, then you should make it short. So this kind of little bit of help you can ask ChatGPT or any AI agents to help you in this kind of stuff, but don't ask them to like construct a full resume. So if you know multiple languages, then you should definitely put it in there, because in this economy, knowing as many languages as possible makes you really powerful contender. Let's say 2 of these. So for example, if you're in Canada and you have English and French, that gives you a huge edge in getting your first job, because a lot of companies prefer bilingual people to hire. English and French, if you have it, then that's perfect. Then I don't think you should be watching this video. You'll already be hired. And then professional knowledge of Adobe Creative Suite, Microsoft Office, also have experience with Apple's Pro creative applications. And my light turned off. I think the battery died. But the show must go on. And in these key skills, you should also include AI. And you should definitely get ahead in the AI game as well. Learn a proper use of AI. You can use it for coding. You can use it for image generation. You can use it for video generation. You can use it. You have built your resume and you have exported the file. You have converted your finalized resume into, let's say, a PDF file. And now you think that, hey, okay, my resume is ready. I no longer need this Word document, and you delete it. Don't do that mistake, because you want your resume to be changeable, to be flexible. So keep the main Word file always. Do not delete it, because if you if you want to get a different job, if you want to change your job, if you want to change careers, you will need a new resume. And if you want to keep the same format, then you can open the Word document and then make your changes and then export it as PDF again. Because PDFs, if you want to create a Word document and convert a PDF file into a Word document, that will not be good. So for example, right now it's in dark mode. It looks like this. My resume will not look like this in a PDF format. I will show you how it looks in a PDF format. So this is my resume in a PDF format. To me, it looks very impressive. And because I got so many jobs, so many interviews, I think the people that are hiring, the people that are sitting on the other side of the table also think the same. So if you're at a point where you have a lot of experience, where you have a lot of skills, a lot of degrees, a lot of certificates, then definitely don't stick to the rule that a resume has to have only 1 page. It can be 2 pages, it can be 3 pages. Now, before we end the video, I just want to quickly talk about how you can construct your resume if you do not have a job already. Like if you're trying to apply or if you're trying to land your first job. So that sometimes can be very tricky, because companies are just looking for experienced employees always, even if it's a very low paying entry level position. There are a few things like you can learn a skill, like you can learn a program. So for example, if you're trying to get into a particular line of business, a particular line of career that you want to pursue, you can learn about that career via internet, via YouTube, and then think about the programs that will be used in that job role, and then try to learn it via YouTube, via internet. Like internet is so holding so much information that you can learn anything from it. So learn that and put it on your resume, that you have some knowledge of it. That will definitely give you an edge. And if you are willing to wait a little bit to get your proper first job, then I would suggest do some voluntary work. Sometimes voluntary work is also paid, but a lot of times it's unpaid. But that will help make your resume stronger. You don't have to like do voluntary work for like 8 hours a day for like 3 months or 4 months. You can just spend a couple of hours a day for like maybe 4 or 3 times a week and for a couple of months, and that will give you that experience. That will give you that experience in that particular job, and you can put it on your resume and just make sure to mark it as voluntary experience that you did, because that will put a message in that hiring team's head that you were willing to sacrifice, like working unpaid to learn a skill, to learn a job. So that will put a very positive message for you. So that's a really good way to do it, because I did the same thing. I've seen people construct separate resumes for separate positions. Let's say they're applying for 10 separate positions. I've seen people construct 10 different resumes for that. So you don't have to do that. You just have to have one main, very strong resume. And then if you think that the jobs that you're applying for are very different, then you can change the summary of the resume to maybe a little bit tailored towards that position that you're applying for. But you don't have to construct like a super different and new resume for each job that you're applying for. If you found any value in this video, hit the like button, get subscribed for more videos like this, and let me know in the comments down below if you have any tips for improving resume, and that will help other people like you as well. And if you want me to do some research on a different topic or make a video on a different financial topic, let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. If you stayed till the end, hats off. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.